I remember about the rise of the classic Battlefront is how quiet it was. During the waning hours of the DICE cancellation, the Star Wars fandom was discreetly transferred back to the OGs. It was a silent trip. We all knew what was about to happen, what we were about to do. Did we have any doubts? Any private, traitorous thoughts? Perhaps, but no one said a word. Not on the loading screen, not when the servers launched, and not when we marched into the multiplayer. Not a word. Until we realized that it was absolutely unplayable.
What?
Yes, I indeed, probably like many of you, grew up playing the OG Battlefronts and was super hyped to see them come back. Unfortunately, the game launched in a terrible state, and today I'm going to be talking about all the problems and my experience on the classic Battlefronts. But before we get into all of that, if you agree with anything I say in the video, make sure to leave a like so it can reach more people in the algorithm. And hopefully, if they fix these issues, subscribe so you can be the first to hear about any updates or changes Aspire make to the classic collection. Now, before we get into the video, I do want to say that I bought this game on PC and have not had any experience with it on the console versions, but I originally played both of these games back on the Xbox. Just wanted to say that because if you had issues or not on the console versions, please comment down below your experience if something is different from what I say in this video. I'd love to read all about it, but now let's go ahead and get into the video. Now, if you're like me and don't currently own an original Xbox or PlayStation 2 and don't have the true original versions of these games, I'm gonna say that pretty much all the offline single player modes work perfectly fine. This includes campaigns, instant action, galactic conquest, anything like that. The only downsides I have been seeing with these is that there is some slight crashing issues and some slight textures that have been glitching out. To be completely honest though, I did not get any crashes, nor did I see any graphic glitches, but I didn't test this on every map, so take that with a grain of salt. One thing I will say is that on Battlefront 2, the campaign is missing some cutscenes for some reason. Not really sure why. I've even experienced this when I played literally the first campaign mission.
Oh yeah, did the first mission. Woo! It was so fun.
However, that's pretty much it when it comes to the positives in this video, and where a lot of the negatives start to come into play is the multiplayer side of things. Before we go on though, I do want to say that a lot of these negatives apply mostly to the Battlefront 2 side of things, as that was what I played the most and didn't really test the Battlefront 1 side of things because of a reason I'll get more into later this video, but let's go ahead and get into it. Now, starting off, we're going to go for kind of an easy thing to nitpick, and that is no crossplay. Why? A game like this definitely could have benefited from having crossplay, and if it was a better launch, could have kept the game alive way longer. There is no excuse for not having crossplay anymore. We see so many games nowadays that have crossplay, and I would think that it would be a no-brainer for a game like this. Another thing that I would think is a no-brainer is, as far as I know, there is no anti-cheat. Now, I could be wrong, but I didn't see anything that would indicate an anti-cheat is at work. I mean, come on, it's 2024. People are going to cheat. It's just how gaming is nowadays, especially with how easy it can be on PC. That's why you make it harder for them to cheat, since there's no getting rid of it. Now, let's get into the things that happened on launch night, because I did play on launch night. If you were paying attention to the channel, I live streamed for a little bit, but that was kind of scuffed, so I'm really sorry about that. Hopefully I fixed the issues around that, but let's just go ahead and get into it. First things first, the game launched with only 3 servers on PC, which means that a total of 200 or so players could be playing at once. What are we doing? You guys really thought that only 200 people would buy and play this game after all the hype that was built up around it and how legendary these games are? Really? And going back to my earlier comment about why I didn't play that much Battlefront 1, was at launch, there were absolutely no Battlefront 1 servers. None, no dedicated, no fan-made, nothing. There was no Battlefront 1 servers. So it wasn't even like 200 people per game. No. It was 200 people could play the game at once. I will say that they have fixed this before this video comes out, but that was just a stupid move on their part. I don't know what happened. I don't know if they forgot to like click the unlock button on more servers, or if they really thought only 200 people would be playing the game at once. Like, that's just insane to me. Like, what are we doing? There's no support. And I want to say that was like the main caveat of why people were buying this game, because there was going to be be active support and active online multiplayer and all of this, but when it launches, there's only 3 servers. Like, what? Also, to make this launch even worse is that if you could even get into a game, you couldn't even spawn in. There's this weird glitch that when you get into a game, you have to wait down a countdown timer before you can spawn in, which is whatever. And sometimes it would let you spawn in, but then other times it would just straight up get down all the way to 1 and then stay at 1, meaning you had to leave the server and try and join back if you wanted to play. Now, on top of all of this, the netcode is buggy as hell, man. There were multiple times where your shots would not register when you hit somebody, or their connection is so laggy that you can't even shoot them.
Well, this is just super fun.
Moving on though, I will say some of these issues are smaller compared to the ones I just listed out, but still have an effect on the overall gameplay loop and make this game even more disappointing. The first of these smaller issues is the ticket count on both teams are so small, especially in modes that are 32v32, that multiplayer games are over within 2 to 3 minutes tops.
Oh, we lost. Oh my god. This game is so jank.
They are not, like, unless you're in a dead server, they are not going over that. Sometimes you would even join multiplayer matches and they would just end. Like, that's how quick these games are ending. I don't know why the ticket count is so low, but like, that is an easy fix. Surely we just up the ticket count on dedicated servers. Like, how hard is that? Another issue that is completely random is sometimes you'll get like glitched audio in the game. It's hard to describe, but I'm gonna try and put in a clip here because I think I got a clip of what happened, and you'll know what I mean when this clip plays out. Now, for the final straw that broke the camel's back in this is that they changed the iconic Battlefront 1 loading sound. Just take a listen and let me know what you think.
Alright, so here I am back on Star Wars The Classic Collection. I'm gonna try and give this game one more go because, quite frankly, I'm trying to give it its fair shot, really. And at this point, I'm risking my refund. You know, I want to see this game be successful. I really do. It's currently Saturday at 12 p.m., you know, basically noon on a Saturday on a weekend, about, I would say, a couple of days after release. And we're gonna see if they've fixed any of these issues so far, and we'll start off with Star Wars Battlefront 2 because this is where most of the issues are being, I guess, led in the game. Most importantly, let's see how the multiplayer is going. If we go to online, oh my god, the servers are dead. This is pitiful. This is absolutely pitiful. This is actually super sad. It's 2 days after launch and the game is already this dead. I mean, you can literally see here we have 34, 34s, 20, but this is community ran. All of these dedicated servers are completely dead. Hardly anybody within them. Let's just try joining the most populated one and let's see if they fix the netcode issues. All right, let's see if the hit registration is going any better. Oh, super weird that we were on the Empire side, but it was showing the Rebel play models. Kind of weird. Okay, well, I can't tell if it's, you know, let me try going just to a regular Stormtrooper, see if the hit detection is actually any better. Interesting. It actually, you know, it's actually kind of hard to tell if the hit registration has gotten better or if the connection is just slightly better because this lobby is not filled to the brim, if that makes sense. Like, I mean, I'm hitting shots, kind of. It kind of seems like I'm hitting shots. Like, that's kind of the state of these two games right now, is that you left a poor taste in everybody's mouth, and now everybody has either refunded their game or they're just not playing it because Aspire has yet to put out a public statement saying that they have fixed the servers or saying that they have addressed some of these issues. Quite honestly, I can't even tell if they've really changed any of the issues. I can't tell if they've changed the hit detection, or maybe I was just getting lucky and had a good couple of games on Battlefront 2. Battlefront 1 is a mess. I'm not really sure what's up with that, but yeah, it's just honestly, it's really sad to see.
Really, the only thing I can say about this new re-release, remaster, whatever you want to call it, is that it is a disappointment. I am praying that they fix these issues, mostly the major ones that we have do with the multiplayer side of things, because I was so excited to play this game again. And not only that, but to play it online. I did not have Xbox Live when I first played these games all the way back in the day. And that to me was really the selling point on buying these games again. To have dedicated servers and see a player base again for just a really fun game. I am very sad to see one of my childhood favorite games finally get a re-release, and for it to be possibly one of the worst launches I've ever experienced. There really is not much to say other than that.